So, in this module, we will learn about CORS, which stands for Cross Origin Resource Sharing. So, let me simplify it. Let's say this is a client. It wants to get some x.css file from the origin, and the origin is domainx.com, and the domain x.com is going back to the client, and the client is sending this request, get request, defining this as an header that the origin of get x.css file is from the origin of domain x.com, and the domain y.com allows the access control allow origin to the client. Let me simplify it. Let's say this is a basic HTTP request and the origin is foo.example. Okay, foo.example allows the control and allows the origin of foo.example, and it allows the use of credentials to be true. In the practicals, when we will do the practicals, you will get to know what is the meaning of this thing. Where there is an star onto this thing, let's say access control allow origin star, that means it allows the access control to all the websites. This can be a very dangerous case. So taking this as an example, this is an example website.com. This request sent to the same origin, that is the origin server, but this website was vulnerable to CORS, which allows the request to be sent to a cross origin, which is xyz.com, which is not the part or a subdomain or an API of this original website. In the due course of the practicals, you will get to know what CORS specifically means. So don't get panicked, as things takes time and bug hunting takes time for you to understand and how things work in practical life. So hello everyone, in this lab we will see how we can exploit the cross origin resource sharing vulnerability with basic origin reflection. So I would click on my account and I would repeat you again, maintain a habit of clearing the HTTP history. This would make your process really simple. So I would provide the default username and password for this web application and click on login. Please see out here that a variety of HTTP responses are getting loaded. The first response is of a post request which allowed us to log in into this web application. The second is of my account details. The third one is interesting. We can see this particular thing got us the API key. So we will try to analyze this request further. So on sending this, we can see it allows the access to all origins. See, it's true. So what we need to test is that we have to make a custom origin. Let's say http abc.com. Got it? And it allows access to the abc.com. That means this website is vulnerable to CORS. Got it, everyone? So how we will exploit this particular thing? This is our lab URL. So we need to craft a response in order to get the credentials, of the victim. What we need to do is I will paste my unique lab URL, and as we all know, we need to get the account details. So we would copy the account details and I would paste here, right? I would paste here. So the response is ready, and let me alter it a bit. The response is ready. So we will copy this and go to the exploit server. Let me make it big. So yeah, what we will do is we would deliver the exploit to the victim. We delivered the exploit to the victim, right? And when the victim would open this exploit, as it is hosted on our website, so we will get the access logs, right? Clicking on that, let's go on to the latest logs. So these are the latest logs. See, here is a key which is this long is the key. So we will copy it till the end. We will copy this key till the end, and I am able to guess what could be my response, or what could be the API key I am getting. But for showing it to you, what I need to do is I would copy it till the end, right? Till here you have to open a decoder to URL, right? You have to open a decoder and paste this thing, decode. See, you got the API key. Copy this thing and submit it as a solution. Yeah, the lab is solved. When things seems too complex, that means that particular request is encoded. The username is administrator, the API key, and the session token. So this particular lab, we will use a SQL injection for bypassing the login. So as we all know, our database contains all the usernames and passwords into it. What we need to do is, we know there is a user administrator and we don't know the password. When I give it the password ABCD, it gives me an error, right? So what I would do, I would give administrator colon, which disrupts the SQL query at the backend, and I give double dash that ignores everything, and it says the statement is always true. On giving even the wrong password, it would log me in. This SQL injection vulnerability worked in some way. Let me explain. Let's say this is administrator. When I provided the colon at its end, it disrupted the SQL query, thinking that the administrator is the original user, and on providing the dash, it says the statement is always true. SQL injection is a very vast topic which requires lots of practice. How you can practice SQL injection is, you can download CQLi labs onto your system. You can test for error based, blind based, time based. Okay, what other thing you can do is, you can download the SQL checker extension. Okay, SQL checker extension that gives you a different editor and validator, that gives you different dialog box over here to test for SQL injection things. It can be of various types. You can practice the SQL injection from the PortSwigger Labs, where there are a lot of labs, very complex labs, where you can get the admin password and the usernames by doing the union based, time based, as well as error based commands. Hope you understand. That was it for the SQL injection labs.